Welcome again to this edition of Travel China Guide. I am Y2J, and in this edition I am going to be telling you about noise and loudness in China. The culture of noise, the culture of loudness. I suppose this probably is the same around the world, because I've not travelled extensively around the world, but I've been to China repeatedly, and probably this happens everywhere. I know that in America they have a thing where New Yorkers, and New York is a very expensive and busy, noisy and densely populated city. They have a reputation of being kind of a bit loud, a bit obnoxious, not very courteous, you know. New Yorkers, you know, it's pretty damn loud in New York, you know. And in China you get kind of that thing too, yeah, the loudness. When you go into a restaurant in China, I mean, restaurants tend to be fairly noisy places anyway, because people are, you know, talking over each other and they're talking quite loudly. You're used to having a certain amount of ambient noise of people talking. In China they take it to the next level. And when I say the next level, it's at the point where people in a restaurant are yelling. They're not just talking. They're not just talking loudly. They're yelling. They're yelling. I've had this experience a few times. And for the local Chinese, it's pretty much normal. They're used to it. That's their culture. That's what they do. So as a traveler, you've got to understand that part of the thing about China is that it is so densely populated that you are in constant competition with other people. And it's not necessarily competition, you know, financial, monetary competition. It's competition for physical space and competition for volume. You know, who can be the loudest, who can be the noisiest. I'm going to be covering that in my subway video about the physical space aspect. But yeah, people just, they really get loud. And there's like an expectation that things should be loud, because sometimes when you go to the movies, as we did in Chengdu, they played the movie at about 100 decibels. Oh, about 100 decibels. So loud. That was unbearable. The culture of loudness. Chinese people are loud because there's a lot of them, and they're in competition with each other. And if they speak to each other loudly, if they speak to you loudly, it's not necessarily that they're being mean or anything. It's just the way things are.